Leadership is not what most people think it is. Today, I'm going to use the movie Greenland to explain what true leadership really looks like. Watch till the end and learn more. When the world starts collapsing, most people panic. They freeze. They scream. They look for someone else to save them. But leaders? Leaders don't wait for rescue. Leaders make decisions. In the movie Greenland, we don't see a superhero. We don't see a trained soldier. We see a normal man, a husband, a father, suddenly thrown into global chaos. Airports collapsing. Cities burning. Systems failing. And in the middle of that disaster, one truth becomes clear. Crisis does not build character. It reveals it. Overnight, he is forced to step up, to think clearly while others panic, to choose responsibility over fear, to protect his family when there are no guarantees of survival. And what he does teaches us powerful lessons about leadership, responsibility, and survival. Because every man will face his own crisis one day. Maybe not the end of the world, but a financial collapse, a family emergency, a moment where pressure exposes who he truly is. So today, I'm breaking down 3 leadership lessons every man must learn before crisis comes. Lesson 1. Leaders stay calm under pressure. In Greenland, chaos spreads quickly. Planes falling, cities burning, people screaming. But the main character understands something powerful. Panic kills faster than disaster. But in leadership, you need to have emotional control, quick thinking, clear communication. In business, in family, in politics, whoever controls emotion controls outcome. Because emotion is contagious. If the leader panics, everyone panics. If the leader is calm, stability spreads. Look at what happens when money drops. Sales fall. Investments crash. Income slows down. Most people react emotionally. They make desperate decisions. They withdraw everything. They blame everyone. But a leader pauses, reviews the numbers, adjusts strategy, and acts not from fear, but from clarity. When business fails, it's the same thing. Failure attacks ego. It attacks confidence. It whispers, "You're not good enough." Weak men react emotionally. Strong leaders respond strategically. They ask, "What went wrong? What can be improved? What is the next move?" And when a health crisis comes, that's where emotional control becomes life-saving. A diagnosis, an emergency, unexpected news. If you collapse emotionally, the entire family collapses. But if you stay composed, even while afraid inside, you become the anchor. You make clear decisions. You ask the right questions. You protect the people who depend on you. Emotion is natural, but leadership is control. And in every crisis, the man who controls himself controls the outcome. Lesson 2. Leadership means responsibility. In the movie, he could have saved himself alone. He had moments, real moments, where escape was possible, where survival for him alone was within reach. But leadership means you don't abandon your team. Leadership is not convenience. It is responsibility. When chaos erupted, his first instinct wasn't, "How do I save myself?" It was, "Where's my family? Are they safe? How do I get them through this?" That is the difference between a man and a leader. Protecting your family is not just physical strength, but it's emotional strength. It's decision-making under pressure. It's absorbing fear so others can feel secure. When children look up and see calm, they feel safe even in disaster. When a wife sees stability in her husband's voice, hope survives. Carrying responsibility is heavy. It means you don't get to break down first. You don't get to quit first. You don't get to disappear when things get hard, because someone is depending on your strength. And sometimes, leadership requires sacrifice. Sacrifice of comfort, sacrifice of pride, sacrifice of personal safety. You may not choose the crisis, but you choose your response. And true leaders choose their people. Boys think about survival. Leaders think about protection. And in every crisis, the question becomes simple. Are you thinking about yourself, or are you thinking about those who depend on you? Lesson 3. Hard decisions define leaders. In crisis, there are no perfect choices, only necessary ones. That's the part nobody tells you about leadership. Leadership is not about having options. It's about choosing when options are painful. In Greenland, the hardest moments were not the explosions. They were the decisions. Who do you trust? Where do you go? What do you leave behind? Tough calls define leaders. Because in comfort, everyone looks confident. In comfort, everyone sounds wise. In comfort, everyone has advice. But when pressure hits, clarity disappears. And that's when leaders are separated from followers. Sometimes leadership means leaving comfort behind, leaving the familiar, leaving safety, leaving a life you built. Because staying comfortable can cost you everything. In business, this looks like pivoting when your strategy is failing. In career, it looks like walking away from a secure job to protect your future. In family, it looks like making decisions that are unpopular, but necessary. Comfort is attractive, but growth and survival demand movement. And then there's speed. Crisis punishes hesitation. You don't always get time to analyze every angle. You don't get time to wait for perfect information. You must act with incomplete data. You must move while uncertain. You must decide while afraid. That's leadership. Acting fast does not mean acting recklessly. It means acting decisively. There is a difference. Reckless men react emotionally. Leaders respond strategically, but without delay. Hard decisions test identity. They ask, are you protecting comfort? Or are you protecting people? Are you protecting ego? Or are you protecting mission? Because at the end of the day, leadership is not proven in easy moments. It is proven when the decision hurts. And when crisis comes, your ability to make hard decisions may determine who survives and who doesn't. In conclusion, crisis is not scheduled. It doesn't send warnings. It doesn't ask if you're ready. One day, life is normal. The next day, everything changes. And in that moment, titles don't matter. Excuses don't matter. Comfort doesn't matter. Character matters. In Greenland, survival wasn't about strength alone. It was about clarity, responsibility, sacrifice. And every man watching this will face his own version of crisis. Maybe it won't be the end of the world, but it will feel like it. The question is simple. When pressure rises, when fear spreads, when decisions hurt, will you panic or will you lead? Because in the end, leaders are not born in comfort. They are revealed in crisis. If this message speaks to you, subscribe and become the kind of man crisis cannot break.